in, please do gather your props, a couple of blocks, a blanket, a bolster, a strap perhaps, so that you may support yourself in the safe exploration of your practice. Give yourself lots of space if need be. Settling in, fully reclined upon your mat. And of course, if you prefer to start seated, that is absolutely fine. Settling into Sukhasana, your easy cross-legged pose. Arriving on sit bones, backs of thighs, and feeling the connection of the earth beneath you here. Either way, taking this time to settle into stillness and present moment. Settle into your space, you may wish to close your eyes and take your gaze inward, taking on the role of observer, settling into breath, into sensation in your physical body, observing, noticing, gaining greater awareness, greater connection. And for those of you just joining us, either in studio or via YogaSource live streaming, settling into your space, either fully reclined or seated in Sukhasana, being sure to have the props you need to support you in your practice today. I always suggest 2 blocks, a blanket, a bolster, and a strap. Anything else that you feel might support you, please do have that with you as well. Noticing the flow of your breath as it is. Connecting more fully with sensation in the physical body as you settle into musculature, connective tissue, scanning joints, organs, systems, gathering insight, collecting information as to the state of your being today, in this moment, upon your mat. Official, very warm welcome to each one of you settling into your practice today. So glad you are here. Thank you, Josie. So taking the first few moments of practice to settle in. My name is Julie Thayer, and this is Begin Yoga in studio live streaming practice. We are together for the next 90 minutes. Reminding yourself, as always, that this is your practice, so please do take care with yourself. Practice kindly, compassionately, patiently. Take a break when you feel you need to take a break. Delve deeper when it feels good and right for you to do so. And simply enjoy playing and being in your breath and in movement today. Embracing your whole being, each and every layer. Breath body, physical body, mental emotional body, soulful body, your energetic body in there too. Settling into your space and into your breath, noticing the breath as it is. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling, drawing the breath fully into the belly. Feel the belly, feel the rib cage, feel the chest. Exhalation, releasing breath from the belly, from the rib cage, from the chest. Slowing it all down. With each passing round of breath, becoming more present. Settling into this space, into this time, into this place, into this community, to share breath, to share movement, to share intention, to share yoga. Take time to notice your mood, your energy level, qualities of your inner dialogue, inner conversation. How are you speaking with yourself today about yourself? Is there a little room there for improvement, perhaps? Maybe you're your biggest cheerleader today, which is how it should be, how it's meant to be. Flow through a few more rounds of breath. And if you'd like, in each exhale, allow yourself to open the mouth and sigh the breath out fully, completely. So big breath in, belly fills, ribcage, chest expands. But on the exhale, we open the mouth and sigh the breath out, as vocal as you wish, as audible. And with each full exhale, can you feel your body let go just a little more, surrendering to the earth beneath you? Really feeling held in this space. And you may, as you wish, begin to invite subtle movements to your body, curling through the fingertips and the toes, rolling through the wrists and the ankles, gentle roll of the head, maybe sweeping the arms along the floor, reaching and extending overhead. And if you're seated, just flip the palms skyward. Let the arms sweep up with the inhale, and with the exhale, just let the palms come together and release to your heart. You can move there. Just beginning to explore movement in your body as it feels right to do so here. Now, for those of you who are seated, you may, as you're ready, begin to make your way to your back body upon your mat. Those of you that are already there, if you are practicing with a bolster beneath the knees, just placing your feet on top of the bolster so you can Slide the bolster out towards the front edge of your mat so that you may come to lay fully reclined on your mat here. And bringing the feet together, big toes together, flexing the feet, spreading the toes gently. Really pressing out through the heels so you feel that invigoration moving up through the legs. Lengthening through spine and side body. Knit the belly button gently in towards the spine to minimize that space between lower back and the earth. Not so much that the pelvis starts to curl upward towards the sky, but enough that you feel yourself arrive in your neutral pelvis, that sweet spot where there's length in your lower back, a sense of support. From here, just release your arms overhead, palms skyward. Take a moment to draw the upper arm bones in towards the shoulder joint as you draw the chin gently out of the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck and extending through the crown of the head. And just resisting backs of the arms in towards the earth so you feel some nice energy flowing through you here. Pressing out through the heels, reaching out through the fingertips, toning the lowest belly, breathing in and breathing out. And there is space between your neck, the cervical spine, and the earth. Just a couple of more rounds here. And then with next exhale, just feel yourself soften all of that. Really settle and let go into the earth. Notice the difference in the energy of your physical body. Keeping your left leg extended along the floor, foot flexed, toes gently spread. On your next breath in, drawing right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers to clasp the top of the right shin. Both feet are flexed, toes are gently spread. And drawing the right knee in towards chest and shoulder, releasing through the right gluteal muscle, right buttock. An option here to stir the femur bone in your hip socket. So taking your thigh bone for a little gentle roll in the hip socket, just noticing any edges that may be present here, softening into that. Keeping our hips as square as possible on the floor. Then bringing the knee and the thigh back towards the midline. From here, just release your hands down towards the floor, palms skyward, and allow yourself to press the right heel skyward, keeping as much bend in the knee here as you wish to support the upper back right thigh, your hamstring. Back of your right heel is aligning with the gluteal muscle. We're lengthening along that left leg on the floor. It's active. Pressing out through both heels. From here, taking your hands, if you like, interlace the fingers, bring the hands to the back of your right thigh, and begin to gently draw that leg towards you again, just to that first edge of your movement. Continue to lengthen through spine and side body to tone the lowest belly. Slow, steady, smooth breath. Left leg grounds us here. Right leg rising up, lengthening, extending skyward. Option here, if you like, to slide the hand above the knee joint to the back of the calf if there is space there for you to do so. Move slowly, kindly. From here, bend through the left knee, bring your left foot to rest on the floor, root into all four corners of that left foot, release the back of the right calf, right thigh, bend through the right knee, and hinge right ankle off of the top left thigh, just below the knee. Keep the right foot flexed, toes gently spread. Again, our hips are square here on the mat. And just notice as you bring that foot to rest, any sensation that might be arriving there in your right hip. From here, breathing in, begin to draw the left thigh up towards you, stacking left knee over left ankle. Keeping right foot flexed, toes gently spread. From here, if you'd like, releasing the left heel towards your left gluteal muscle, your left buttock. Let the left shin just hang out here. And this may be enough for some of us, and you can just hang out right here, lengthening your spine, sacral area, that flat space of your lower back towards the front edge of your mat as we lengthen through spine and side body and tone lowest belly simultaneously. You may also choose to thread the hands through on either side of the thigh, interlacing the fingers behind that left thigh with right elbow resting on inner right thigh. We draw that left thigh in towards us perhaps a little more. Right elbow may be resisting in the opposite direction into that right thigh. So again, we can play perhaps a little more deeply in that right hip. Slow, steady, smooth breath. As we draw the thigh in towards us, again at the same time, we're lengthening spine, sacral area towards front edge of the mat. You can roll gently on that space, side to side, just exploring. As you're ready, with exhale, releasing the back of the left thigh, let the left foot come to land softly on the mat, and slide your outer right calf and shin down the outside of your left thigh as if you're crossing your legs here for high T. Draw the feet up towards the shins in a flexed position. Release your arms out just below shoulder height. Let's take palms down here. Lengthening through spine and side body, tone of lowest belly, little shift of your hips towards right edge of your mat, and then allow the right knees to release towards left wall as again we lengthen through spine and side body, tone lowest belly, finding the inner edge of right foot, outer edge of left foot to root gently here, moving into a little twist. Back of the neck is lengthening, crown of the head is extending. We're rooting into that back body, across the tops of the arms, pads of the fingertips, rooting into inner edge and outer edge of foot, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. When you are ready with your next exhalation, feel yourself engage from core to draw the legs slowly back up to center. As you arrive, bring your hips back to center. Release the left foot down to the floor, uncross the right leg, bring both feet to the mat. And take a round of breath here just to scan the body. Notice what you feel here. And then right leg extends along the floor. Right foot is flexed, toes are gently spread. The length of your right leg is rooting into the earth beneath you. Your hips are square, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. Next inhalation, left knees drawing in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers, clasping top of left shin as we draw the knee in towards chest and shoulder. Both feet are flexed. We're pressing out through the heels as if we're standing on the leg. Option once more to stir the femur bone, your thigh bone, gently in the hip socket. Just nice little nudges of movement here. Working through the gluteal muscles, buttocks on left side body. And then releasing the top of the shin, allow that left foot now to extend skyward, pressing out through the left heel, as much bend in the knees as you need here to support the hamstrings, interlacing the fingers, bringing them to the back of that left thigh, and gently drawing that leg in towards you once more. Slow, steady, smooth breath, rooting along the right leg on the floor. Feel yourself grounded here, hips square. From here, if you'd like, hands can move above the knee joint, clasping the back of the calf. And if you're good right where you are, stay right there. your next inhale, begin to bend through right knee and allow that right foot to come to land. Bend through the left knee, hinge left ankle off of that top right thigh. Foot is flexed, toes are gently spread. The ankle is straight, and therefore the knee stays nicely stabilized and straight. It's not torquing at all or twisting. And you might already start to feel some sensation in that outer left hip, and this may be enough for you here. You can stay here with the breath. If you'd like to explore a little further, again, beginning to draw right thigh up toward you. Right knee stacking over the right hip for now, just letting the hands come down to rest on the floor. Releasing right heel towards the right gluteal muscle, just letting that lower right leg hang out here. Notice how that shifts sensation. And as we draw the thigh in towards us, we are simultaneously lengthening spine and sacral area towards front edge of mat. And for those of you who wish to explore further, once more, hands can thread through on either side of the thigh, interlacing the fingers, clasping back of the right thigh, left elbow resting on inner left thigh, as we gently encourage and draw right thigh in towards us, lengthening spine and sacral area towards front edge of mat. Gentle roll on that sacral area if you'd like, side to side, exploring. And then exhalation, releasing right foot down to the mat. Take your arms again just below shoulder height, this time palms up towards the sky. And then taking the outer edge of your left calf shin, slide it down, the outer edge of right thigh. Draw the feet up towards the shins in flexed position, spine and side body long, tone the lowest belly. Breathe in, exhale, shift the hips a little left as you release the knees towards right wall, finding inner edge of that left foot, outer edge of right foot, rooted into the back body along the full length of the arms, backs of the hands, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Our spine and side body is long, and again, as you tone the belly, drawing belly button actively in towards the spine, notice again how that shifts and invites different sensation, perhaps. Your next exhalation, engaging from core, begin to draw the thighs, knees back up to center. Shift the hips back to center. Release that right foot down to the mat. Uncross that left leg. Let the left foot come to land next to the right. Take a round of breath. Again, just a little space and time to notice how you feel here. And with next breath in, begin to draw the knees in towards the chest. Once more, interlace the fingers, clasp the tops of the shins, hug the knees in towards chest and shoulders as we lengthen spine and sacral area towards front edge of mat. Rolling here on the sacral area if you wish, side to side, small circles, exploring. Taking the knees a little wider to either edge of the torso. Keep the knees deeply bent as you release the soles of the feet towards the sky. So beginning to move into a little happy baby here. Clasping the outer edges of shins perhaps, reaching to clasp outer edges of the feet or inner edges of the feet. We draw down on the feet, knees moving towards the earth, deeply bent as we lengthen through spine and side body. Once more, releasing sacral area towards front edge of mat. Chest is drawing through the arms, back of the neck is lengthening, crown of the head is extending, and just rolling here a little bit from side to side, playfully exploring. And then bring it all back into center. Reach your right arm overhead. Take a breath in. And with the exhale, release to right side body. Take your time. Let the left hand come to support you as you release the legs towards the earth and arrive in fetal position here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then from here, extending your top leg, begin to slowly draw yourself upright to seated. And as we come to seated, if you feel you'd like to support the hips and pelvis with a blanket or a bolster, go ahead and reach for that. Sitting either fully on your mat or sitting on edge of blanket or bolster. Bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to release out towards either edge of the mat. Utilizing props here for support, sliding them beneath the thighs if our hips are a little tight in particular. But from here, as we root down and feel that connection between sit bones and the earth, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of lowest belly, take a breath in. With our exhale, hinge it forward from the hip. Keep spine and side body long, fingertips walking towards front edge of mat, and stay right up onto the pads of your fingertips here. Rooting down, upper arm bones are hugging in towards the midline. Eyes of inner elbows shifting towards thumb and index finger, and that actioning inspires a broadening of your collarbone so you create a little bit more space here. You can give your head a little nod yes, little nod no. Connecting more deeply with sensation through the hips, the lower back. Your next breath in, slowly rise. Use the hands for support to draw yourself back up. Bringing hands to outer edges of thighs and knees. Walk your heels back towards you and just allow your knees to release towards right wall, just stacking the thighs, finding the inner edge of your left foot, outer edge of right foot, getting nice and tall on the sit bones here. Spine and side body long, tone of lowest belly. Reach behind with right hand, right up on pads of fingertips, left hand to the outer edge of thigh and knee. Inhale, exhale, gently open, taking gaze out over back shoulder. Lovely little twist. With your next exhale, if you'd like, let the chin slowly release along the chest. Maybe you take your gaze out past that left shoulder towards left toes, and maybe you reach a little more through those right fingertips and invite a little more sensation to the outer right side of the neck. You can play there a little. And then with that exhale, just slowly release and come back to center. Just let your knees come up through the middle. And we'll take that right to the other side. So once more, stacking the legs, finding inner edge of right foot, outer edge of left foot. So we may root here, rooting into sit bones, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of lowest belly. So setting foundation, right fingertips or left fingertips reach behind, rooting into the pads of the fingers. Allow that left shoulder to open, chest to lift, right hand to the outer edge of thigh and knee. Breathe in and opening in that gentle twist towards left wall. Exhalation, perhaps releasing chin along the chest, moving it through center, little gaze out over right shoulder towards right toes, upper arm bones continue to hug in, chest lifting skyward, reaching a little more through those left fingertips. exhale, we release and come back to center. Just let that right knee roll up and extend your right leg straight out on a 45-degree angle, left foot resting on inner right thigh. Props here for support, sliding a block underneath behind the knee to support the hamstring. You may also, if your hip is tight, slide a block here. Turning to face the leg, we'll keep our feet flexed here, toes gently spread. Breathe in, get nice and tall. Exhale, start to slowly walk it forward, just to that first edge of movement. Feel the shoulders at ease, neck and jaw. Maybe give your jaw a little roll around. Exploring and playing in the back body here. Moving with your next inhale, using the hands for support. Rise up, spine, side, body long, tone to the lowest belly, mindfully. And back to rest on tops of sit bones. Bending through, right knee clasping outer edge of that right foot with left hand. Staying nice and tall here as you draw that leg in towards you, just supporting the back of the knee with that right hand. Take a moment here just to take again your femur bone, your thigh bone for a little spin in the hip socket here. And then allow that to come back down to the floor. Come into your easy cross-legged. Your right shin in front of left shin. Taking right hand down towards the floor, feel yourself root into the pads of the fingertips, base knuckle of the fingers, heel of the hand, gazing out past the fingertips. Flip left palm skyward on a breath in, let that left arm sweep up and over. As you press into that right hand on the floor, feel lift on your inner right rib cage, lengthening through that left side body, rooted in the sit bones, fingertips seeking that right wall. And from here, perhaps rolling chin along the chest and taking gaze up past that left arm skyward. Maybe you open in a little back bend here, just a little as you open that heart a little skyward. And with your next inhale, just let that left arm draw you up and out and feel yourself return back to center. Excellent. Taking that left leg out front, just on a 45-degree angle, right foot coming to rest on inner left thigh again, supporting yourself here as you need. Block beneath right thigh and knee, block beneath or behind that left thigh and knee. Turning to face the leg, foot flex, toes gently spread, breathing in, get nice and tall. Exhalation, walking out, extending over that leg. Going slow, moving kindly with care. To our whole being with each breath, with each movement. Are your shoulders relaxed, your neck relaxed, your jaw relaxed, cheeks, forehead? Rising with inhale slowly, using the hands for support, coming back up to tops of sit bones. Pause for a moment. Bending through left knee as you're ready. Clasping outer edge of that left foot with right hand, supporting the back of the left knee with that left hand. Little exploration of the hip on that left side. From here, allowing that left shin to come back down to the mat. Reset yourself in easy cross-legged pose. Nice and tall on the sit bones. Let the left hand come to land on the mat just a few inches out from the hip, rooting into pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of the hand. Right palm skyward, breathing in, arm sweeps up and over. Keeping gaze towards fingertips if you like here. Or releasing chin along the chest to take the gaze up past that right arm skyward. Maybe a little back bend as you open the heart skyward a little more. Little movement of that upper arm bone in the shoulder. Breathing in, let that top arm draw you up and out. Coming back to center. Just take a moment here again to notice, to pause, to receive. And then bringing hands to the tops of your knees here. Start to shift towards that left wall. And then catting the back towards back wall. Rising up, lengthening through spine and side body, lifting up through chest, through heart, coming through center. Catting the back towards back wall. And cowing it out as we rise up through center. That round, rising back up. Switch the shins out. Right shin in front of left shin. Hands over tops of the knees. And this time we're shifting in the right direction. So shifting to the right, catting the back towards back wall, moving through center, rising up through center, lengthening through spine and side body, lifting through chest, through chin. Across. Moving through one more full round here. To center, coming to neutral, softening through the shoulders, allowing the hands to come together in heart center. Breathe in fully through the nose, belly, rib cage, chest expands. Exhalation, sigh it out, let it go. Beautiful. Releasing forward. Come to all fours. Stacking the shoulders and knees. Stacking shoulders and wrists, knees and hips. How about that? Take your hands nice and wide so that your pinkies are hanging out at the edge of your mat. Fingertips gently spread, rooted into pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of hand. And your creases of the wrist are parallel to front edge of mat. Upper arm bones hug in towards the midline. So once more, eyes of the inner elbows shift towards thumb and index finger. And what you feel is a broadening of your collarbone and the chest drawing through that, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Toes are curled under, square towards the back wall. Breathe in, and with the exhalation, draw your sit bones straight back to the heels. Keep the toes curled under, keep hugging the upper arm bones in, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of lowest belly. Releasing here for a moment, releasing into into the soles of your feet here, giving them a little TLC. Maybe a little shift from side to side. And then start to walk your knees wide to either edge of your yoga mat. Uncurl the big toes, bring the big toes together. Walk your sit bones back towards your heels, and then reach for the front of your mat here. Keep your hands wide, rooted in pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of the hand, upper arm bones hugging in, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending, chest, forehead releasing towards the earth, spine, side body long, tone of the lowest belly, sit bones releasing towards the heels. Extended child's pose, maybe giving your head a little roll in that space between the arms. A little shift of the hips from side to side. Again, just gentle nudges here, exploring the edges, perhaps of discomfort, of tension, resistance. Make your way to the pads of your fingertips here as you continue to hug the upper arm bones in towards the midline, softening chest, forehead towards the earth, spine, side body long, tone of lowest belly. Inhaling again, and with exhalation, pressing into the pads of the fingertips, begin to cat your back skyward again. Shoulders are shifting towards the wrists. Our hands are releasing down towards the mat. We're walking the knees beneath the hips, curling the toes under, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly, coming back to table pose. Give your head a little roll around here, just softening. And then as you're ready, walking knees back with toes curled under, and just enough so that as you shift yourself forward, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly, the upper arm bones are hugging in towards the midline, eyes of the inner elbows are shifting towards thumb and index finger. So this is a strong posture here, strong position. We're supported and our shoulders are supported. Inhaling with exhale, elbows will draw straight back, upper arms aligning alongside the torso. Take your time to release and feel the thighs come to the mat first, then the pelvis, then the belly, and then your chest. Uncurl your toes and bring your feet hip width apart. Walk your forearms forward to stack shoulders and elbows. Fingertips are gently spread, our hands are active on the mat here, pressing into pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of the hand. Shoulders and wrists stack. We're drawing the floor towards us actively with the forearms as we lengthen through spine and side body, tone the lowest belly, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Pressing into the tops of our toes, our legs are active and engaged. Inhaling, exhaling, Sphinx pose. Back bend, opening up through the heart. Three more rounds of breath. With your next exhale, begin to walk your elbows out towards the outer edges of your mat. Releasing back down. Walk your hands back by the lower rib cage. Upper arms are parallel to the floor. Curl the toes under, square the feet towards the back wall. Tone the lowest belly, breathing in with exhale. Press it up slowly. Upper arms align alongside the torso, elbows draw straight back. And again, take your knees wide. Uncurl the big toes, bring the big toes together, walk sit bones back towards the heels. Reach for the front edge of your mat, soften and settle into your extended child's pose. Inhale, taking the left arm, left hand, thread it beneath the right, just in front of that right knee, palm is skyward. Feel yourself root along the full length of that left arm on the floor, land softly on the shoulder, back of the neck lengthens and the head comes to rest softly. Keep rooting actively into the right palm on the floor. Or maybe bend through the elbow and bring the fingertips
so that the wrists and the elbow are stacking, and you've got a nice little 90-degree angle here with that right arm. An option here, if you like, to continue to explore by reaching right arm skyward, palm open, continuing to root along that left arm on the floor. Feel the lift on that shoulder, feel your heart opening here. Lovely little twist. Maybe a little stir of the upper arm bone again in the shoulder joint. And then right palm towards the front of the room with exhalation, reaching for front edge of mat again, letting that right hand come to land. Press into that right palm, release the left arm, come back to center, come back to your extended child's pose. Take a couple of deep rounds of breath here as you stir through the hips again perhaps, and give the head a little roll in the space between the arms. As you're ready, inhale, rise up just a little. Take that right arm, thread it beneath the left. Right in front of that left knee, root along the full length of your right arm on floor. Come to rest softly on the side of the head, left palm rooting actively into the earth, or maybe bending through the elbow, wrist, elbow stacks. We're right up on the pads of the fingertips of that left hand, rooting down, opening in a gentle twist. Or alternatively extending left arm skyward, palm open, and exploring here. You decide what feels good in your body today in this moment. As you're ready, left palm turning towards the front of the room. Let your next exhalation release the left hand back to the mat, reaching for the front edge, letting that hand land. Inhale, release that right arm, come back to center, right back to the pads of your fingertips, sit bones towards the heels. Lengthen through spine and side body, tone to lowest belly, upper arm bones hug in, chest, forehead releasing towards the earth. Give your head a little roll there. Inhaling. With exhalation, pressing into pads of the fingertips, begin to cat and roll your spine towards the sky. Let your hands release, shoulders and wrists stack, knees beneath the hips, curling the toes under, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly. Walk your hands forward, way out. And then from here, as you're ready, rooting actively into the hands, pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of the hand. We're going to exhale, and we're going to start to release our hips towards the sky as we soften chest and forehead towards the earth, coming into puppy pose here. So again, go slow. Keep the hands active on the mat. Continue to hug the upper arm bones in towards the midline. Back of the neck lengthens, crown of the head extends, chest, forehead releasing towards the earth. Spine and side body is long, tone of the lowest belly. Slow, steady, smooth breath. When you are ready with your next exhale, pressing actively into the hands, upper arm bones hugging in, maintaining that engagement as you draw yourself up and walk your hands back, shoulders and wrists stacking, coming back to your table pose. Give your head a little roll here. Excellent. As you are ready, just make sure you have space on your mat here to step back. So shift yourself a little forward if you need to, but as you're ready, take a step back with that right foot and root actively into the big toe, baby toe of that right foot. And then step back with that left foot and feel yourself come into top of a push-up plank pose. And if this is too much right now, that's okay. Once more, just bring your knees down to the mat and hang out right here, okay? So pressing into pads of fingers, base knuckle of fingers, heel of the hand, upper arm bones hug in, back of the neck lengthens, crown of the head extends. Spine and side body is long. We're knitting the belly button in towards the spine. We're rooting fiercely into the toe balls of the feet so our legs are active and strong, supporting the upper body in our plank pose. Holding here, breathe in, breathe out. Press actively into the big toe, baby toe of that left foot. On a breath in, draw the right knee up into the chest. Shoulders and wrists stack, back of the neck lengthens, crown of the head extends. Inhale. With our exhale, let's take that right knee, place it behind the right wrist, and find a little pigeon pose here. Uncurl the back toes if you like and press into big toe, baby toe of that back foot. Square the hips towards the front edge of your mat. The ankle is nice and straight on that front foot and we're rooting into the pinky edge of that right foot. Take a moment here, again, to lengthen through spine and side body, to tone through the belly, to soften through the shoulders, upper arm bones hugging in. Lovely little back bend here. Inhaling, and then with exhale, if you'd like to explore a little further, start to walk your hands forward. Maybe you come down to the forearms and place your head on a block. You may hang out right here. You may also, if you wish, stack your forearms and let your forehead come to rest. And for those, perhaps, with a little more space to explore, you may be extending the arms out front. Just a little note, if you're reaching forward and there's lots of space in your hips, your needs may be slightly different. You may need to create some energy here by pressing the tops of the toes into the earth and activating the hands on the floor so you create a sense of lift in the posture, not just settling into the joint. So just stay here, nice and easy, a little roll of the head, breathing in, breathing out. Rising up with your next inhale, using the hands for support, coming back to center, checking in here. Maybe you'd like to take that right hand to the middle of calf and shin, really root down there, roll that right shoulder open, keep everything nice and tall and long, sweeping left arm around and back, reaching here, and then maybe you start to invite that foot up. Maybe you're finding the foot, maybe you're not, that's okay. Just working in that space. Maybe you come right up onto the pads of the fingertips. Back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Option to explore here if you like. Or here. Just going nice and easy. And then as you're ready with exhale, just slowly letting that left foot come back down to the mat. Curl the back toes under. Bring the hands forward. Lift up that back foot first so you feel your knee lift. Breathe in. And then exhale, step it back. Plank pose. Breathing in here with exhale. Press it up. Bend into the knees. Find a little bent leg, downward facing dog here. So again, just being kind to our hamstrings. So bend into your knees as you press the sit bones back, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly, upper arm bones hugging in, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Hanging out here. And then maybe you start to lift your hips a little more, creating a little more space in that back body. Maybe you roll up on the toe balls of the feet, lift your hips a little higher, give your head a little roll in that space between the arms, pedal out the feet. Sway your hips, what feels good in your whole body, your whole being. And then from here, begin to shift yourself slowly forward, shoulders moving towards the wrists, come back to your plank pose. Option to come right down through to the knees here, your choice. Either way, deciding coming down to the mat through full chaturanga or through the knees. If you're coming full chaturanga, press yourself slightly forward on the toe balls of the feet. Elbows, upper arms draw straight back. Slow as she goes to the mat. We arrive here, we uncurl the toes. Feet are hip width apart, we're pressing into the tops of our toes, kneecaps are lifting, quadriceps are engaging. Spine and side body's long, we're toning the lowest belly. Inhale, lift through the chest and shoulders, find a little baby cobra here. Exhale. Inhale, begin to open and twist towards right edge of mat. Take your gaze over the shoulder, go slow. And then back to center. Inhale, moving left. Gazing out, little cobra twist. Exhaling, back to center. Inhaling, rise up a little if there's a little space. And then exhale, slowly lower. Curling the toes under, squaring the feet towards the back wall, hands back by the lower rib cage. Breathing in with exhale, press it up, halfway. Elbows draw straight back, knees go wide. Uncurl the big toes together, sit bones walking back towards the heels. Walking the hands forward, reaching for the front edge of the mat. Spine and side body long, tone of lowest belly. Extended child's pose. Coming right up onto the pads of the fingertips again, upper arm bones hugging in. Inhale, exhale, pressing into the pads of the fingertips, begin to cat your back towards the sky. Shifting shoulders forward to stack over the wrists, release the hands down to the mat. Walk your knees beneath the hips. Curl the toes under, lengthen through spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly. Right foot steps back, rooting into big toe, baby toe. Left foot steps back, rooting into big toe, baby toe, finding plank pose. And again, you can be on your knees here, that's absolutely fine. Take a moment, roll yourself forward on the toe balls of the feet, just enough that the shoulders come ahead of the wrists and come back again. Maybe a little shift from side to side. And then feel yourself root actively into big toe, baby toe of right foot, and allow yourself to draw that left thigh and knee up into the chest. And maybe you roll a little here, cat that back. And then as you're ready, invite that left knee to rest behind the left wrist. And let's set up for pigeon on the other side. So again, you may uncurl the back toes and press into the tops of your toes. Option still to keep the back foot curled under as well if you wish. Holding here, opening up through the heart, and we maintain that length of spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly. Excellent. Inhaling, and with that exhale, maybe you start to lower and explore a little deeper, more fully, using a block if you'd like for the forehead. Stacking the forearms or the fists, letting the forehead come to rest, or reaching out. Lots of different options there, and you might hang out in one and decide, okay, I want to explore the next, or you might want to back out and give yourself a little more space and room. Big breath in through the nose, letting go, sigh out through the mouth. Once more, that gentle reminder for those of us with a lot more space in our hips, maybe too much space in our hips, you have a bit of a different job here, and that is to create some work and support for the joint by finding engagement, by rooting down to rise up. Noticing again any differences between left and right side body. Not for the purpose of judgment, but simply to observe and connect more fully with where the opportunities may exist within us to create a greater sense of integration, of ease, of calm, of wholeness. And then when you're ready with a breath in, slowly rise, come back up. Things have shifted a little, take time to square, to realign. Root down, lengthen, rise up, maybe bring that left hand to center, really rooting here, rolling that shoulder open, lengthening, toning. Right arm sweeping back, reach through the fingertips, and then start to invite that foot up. And again, you might be right here, that's okay. If you're finding the foot, clasping the inner edge of the foot, drawing heel towards gluteal muscle, But again, we continue to rise up to lift and lengthen, and you can come right up on pads of fingertips here. You can explore a little more with a little balance. You can say, yeah, not today, and bring the hands back. Yeah, it's all good work. And then with your exhale, just kindly release that right foot down to the mat. Bring your hands forward. Curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee first. Feel that engagement, back of the thigh lifting towards the sky, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. And then lift your hips, step back, find your plank pose here. Breathing in, and with your next exhalation, releasing hips towards the sky, moving into your downward facing dog. Active hands, upper arm bones are hugging in. Back of the neck is lengthening, crown of the head is extending. When you hug those upper arm bones in, can you feel that extra space as the collarbone broadens, the extra support that comes for the shoulders? Spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. Releasing hips skyward, energy floating out through the heels, but no big deal if your heels aren't reaching the floor. Pedal it out, sway your hips. And then from here, as you're ready with next breath in, just start to walk your feet up to meet the hands. And once more, bend those knees as much as you need to support your hamstrings, upper back thighs, as heels arrive directly underneath the hips. Second, third toes aligning with mid-heel. Backs of our buttocks aligning with gluteal muscles here. So hands are on the floor or resting on blocks. Lift all 10 toes up, spread the toes, root into big toe mount, inner heel, baby toe mount, outer heel. Feel that bring a little spaciousness to that back body. Let the toe pads come down to the floor, but keep that energy as you hug shins in towards the midline and draw your femur bones, your thigh bones, in, back, and apart. So feel yourself blossom your buttocks towards that back wall. Create the space through the pelvis. Belly button draws actively in towards the spine here, and we soften the tailbone just the right amount. Why? Because we want to find neutral pelvis here. And then the crown of the head releases, and we take the gaze towards the earth. Let the head go, standing forward fold. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely traction for the neck here, so just let it go. Maybe nod your head yes, a little nod of the head no. And with next breath in, rise up, find your half back arch, extend through the crown of the head, lengthen through spine and side body, tone the lowest belly. Keep rooting evenly into the feet. Come right up on the pads of the left fingertips, rooting here, upper arm bone hugging in. Bend deeply into your left knee. Keep your right leg almost straight. You may already feel some sensation in that outer right hip, IT band, iliotibial band. And from here, maybe hovering those right fingertips, and then once more sweeping that right arm skyward, palm open. Back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending, releasing chin along the chest, and taking the gaze up past extended right fingertips. Spine and side body long, tone of lowest belly. Deep bend in the left knee, little micro bend in the right knee to keep the joints supported, but really accessing the outer hip here, iliotibial band, which can be a little tight for some of us. Inhaling, exhaling. And then with that next exhale, feel yourself come back to center. Bend softly into both knees. Bring the hand back down to the mat. Breathe in, rise up, half back arch. Exhale, soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, half back arch. Exhale, let the sit bones sink back here. Tone the belly on the thighs. Turn the palms in towards one another. Let the hands rise up to knee height. Reach through the fingertips as you press out through the buttocks. Back of the neck lengthens, crown of the head extends. Inhale, open up the arms. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. more here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, reach, exhale. Press evenly into both feet. Use your legs to float your hips skyward. Crown of the head releases. Take the gaze through the legs. Inhale, rise up, half back arch. Exhale, bend into that right knee. Keep the left leg almost straight. Root into the pads of the right fingertips. Maybe float the left hand just above the earth. And then if you'd like, breathe in, sweep left arm skyward, palm open, active, shoulders drawing away from the midline. Back of the neck lengthens, crown of the head extends. You can stay put right here, or roll the chin slowly along the chest and take the gaze towards the sky. Definitely an area where you may notice difference from right side body to left side body. So just notice it, observe it, soften into it if there's a little more tension here. And then exhale, releasing. Left arm, left fingertips back to center. Breathe in, rise up, half back arch. Exhale, surrender, standing forward fold. Inhale, half back arch, rise up. Exhale, rooting evenly into both feet. Press those buttocks again, spine and side body long. Let your fingertips sweep back towards tips of toes here. Turn the palms in towards the midline, arms rise up. Reach through the fingertips, press out through the buttocks. Inhale here, rise up, chair pose. Lengthening through spine and side body, tone of lowest belly. Arms can go a little wider if you need a little space for those shoulders. Good. With your next exhale, pressing evenly into both feet, using the musculature of your legs, slowly rise. As you do, keep a nice little micro bend in the knees. Lift your heart skyward, thumbs draw towards that back wall. Find a little standing back bend. Exhale, drawing the hands up overhead and releasing the hands through the heart. Landing, standing in your Tadasana. Take a couple of rounds of breath here to just slow it down. Check in. Notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling integration? Are you feeling your wholeness? We get so accustomed to assessing ourselves, connecting with ourselves in fragments and in pieces. And we sometimes forget that we are, and all of these aspects of ourselves are very inextricably linked. So we need to assess ourselves as whole beings, not these fragmented beings going off in different directions, different tangents, but rather holding each of those things really sacredly with a great deal of respect, kindness, compassion, patience, and love, so that we can make our way through with those pieces and fragments together towards healing, towards wholeness. It is the only way. As you're ready, breathing in, allow the arms to sweep up. Shoulder width apart, let that exhalation draw you back to your chair pose. Lengthen through spine and side body, tone the lowest belly. Let the palms come together, breathe in. Exhale, release the hands through to the heart. Inhale, exhale, start to hinge it forward. From here, releasing fingertips down to the mat, crown of the head heavy, gazing through the legs. Inhale, rise up, half back arch. From here, rooting evenly into all four corners of that right foot, hover your left toes just above the mat. Keep your hips as level as possible here. Spine, side body long, tone to the lowest belly. Breathe in, lifting left leg up towards hip height, back foot flex, toes towards the earth. Exhale, slowly release the legs, keep the hips as level as possible. Hover those left toes above the floor. Breathing in, lifting that back leg up to hip height, back foot flex, toes towards the earth. Exhale, release that left leg, hover the toes just above the earth. 2 more rounds here. Breathing in, back leg lifts. Exhale, release, hover those toes. Inhale, back leg lifts, pause here. All right, stay with me. We're gonna bend through that left knee. We're gonna tuck the left knee behind right knee. We're gonna take our right foot, we're gonna shift the heel towards back corner of mat, and we're gonna take that left knee and we're gonna slide it right behind that right foot. And we're gonna come to sit in our twist. Nicely done, everyone. Yeah, tucking right heel under right gluteal. So make any adjustments here you need to make to feel yourself fully land on sit bones. Root into that right foot on the floor, lengthen through spine and side body, tone the lowest belly, reaching back, land on the pads of the right fingertips, reach the left arm forward, breathe in, lift, lengthen, create that space. Couple of options here. You may exhale, wrap the right knee in the crease of the left elbow and find your twist right here. You may also, if you wish, take that left elbow to the outer edge of thigh and knee, palm open, and find your twist here. One more breath in. And then let your exhale draw you back to center. Uncross the top leg. Bring yourself forward back to table pose. Shoulders, wrists, knees, hips. Step back right foot. Step back left foot. Find your plank pose. Solid here, maybe a little movement, maybe a little side to side. Let yourself stir here to feel strong here. And again, your knees can come right to the mat if that feels best for you today. Your choice to come down through full chaturanga or to come down through the knees. Either way, shoulders are just ahead of the wrists and we're slowly lowering down to the mat. Elbows drawing straight back, upper arms aligning alongside the torso. Arriving here, take your feet hip width apart, press into the tops of your toes, feel your kneecaps lift and your quadriceps engage. Tone the belly, reach back with the hands, palms face the hips. Inhale, lifting through the chest and the shoulders. And maybe you stay put right here, pressing tops of the feet into the earth. You may also, if you like, allow the feet to rise up, reaching through the tips of the toes, tips of the fingers, extending out through the crown of the head. For those of you who wish more chest, shoulder, heart opening, bending through the elbow, interlacing fingers to bring heels of the hand together and extend hands towards the back heels, opening up through the shoulders. Slow, steady, smooth breath. If the hands are clutched behind you with exhalation, just soften and let go. All taking a nice breath in, filling ourselves up. And then exhale, release. Come back to the floor. Walk your hands back by the lower rib cage. Curl the toes under, tone the belly. Breathe in, exhale. Slow push up. Elbows draw straight back. Walk the knees wide, uncurl the toes, bring the big toes together, sit bones releasing towards the heels. Hands reaching, fingertips reaching front edge of mat, settling into your extended child's pose. Coming to the pads of your fingertips, hugging the upper arm bones in, breathing in. Exhale, pressing into the pads of the fingers, patting your back, shifting shoulders forward to stack over the wrists. Hands down to the mat, walking knees beneath the hips, curling the toes under, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly. Left foot steps back, right foot steps back, plank pose. Take a breath in, exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Strong hands, upper arm bones hugging in, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly, little nod of the head, pedal out of the feet. Check in with that back body. How does it feel? a little more spacious. As you are ready from here, your choice. With your next breath in, you may walk the feet up to meet the hands, or you may gaze to the hands, bend into the knees, take a little step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise up, half back arch, give your head a little roll. Exhale, soften and surrender, standing forward fold. Hang out here for a moment. Nice little micro bend in both knees. Tone of the lowest belly, crown of the head releasing towards the earth. Rooting evenly into both feet, shins hugging in, thighs drawing in, back and apart. Tailbone softening. As you are ready, inhale, rise up, half back arch. Feel yourself rooting down very purposely into all four corners of that left foot. Nice little micro bend in that left knee, right up on the pads of the fingertips. Hovering, right toes just above the floor. So notice when you go to lift this leg, how your hips shift and perhaps lose that levelness. So the key here is keeping spine, side, body long, tone to the lowest belly, and our hips as level as we can. With a breath in, lifting the right leg up to hip height, back foot flex, toes towards the earth, back of the neck lengthening, crown of the head extending. Exhale, releasing the right foot back towards the mat, hovering the foot just above the floor. Breathing in. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, this time we breathe in. We lift that leg up. On our exhale, we're bending through that right knee, tucking it behind the left. Little shift of the left heel towards back right corner of mat so we can lower, bringing that right foot to the floor and right knee tucking in behind the back of that left foot. Yeah, go a little better this one. Yeah. As you get here, make some adjustments. Draw that left heel right underneath the gluteal muscle. Really feel yourself root into all four corners of that left foot. Get nice and tall, tone through the lowest belly. Reach behind left hand. Root into the pads of the fingertips. Roll that shoulder open, extending the right arm. Inhale, lengthen. Maintain the space, release the arm. Couple of options. Wrap the knee in the crease of the elbow and find the twist here. Or alternatively, drop the elbow in on the outer edge of that left thigh, palm open, and find your twist here. As you're ready, let the exhalation carry you back to center. Uncross that leg and just bring left foot to meet the mat. Release that right foot and bring right foot to meet the mat. You can keep your hands right here on the floor. You can come to backs of thighs, your choice. Soften through the shoulders, spine and side body long, tone of lowest belly, breathe in. Exhale. Find your sit bones as you lift the legs. Calves parallel to the earth, feet flex, toes gently spread, hands can stay right here. They may release here. They may reach up. You may also invite the legs. Your choice. Breathing in, breathing out. Integration of breath, of body, of mind, of energy, of soul. Supports us, allows us to explore safely, mindfully, consciously, to practice in a state of wholeness. Are you smiling? Yeah. Because you're almost in Shavasana, that's why. Yeah. Breathe in, lift a little higher, hug in a little closer. And then when you're ready to exhale and let go, just do so Slowly, kindly, with awareness, letting the feet come to land on the mat. Rise up in the sit bones. Notice sensation and where you feel it. The intensity of it, the qualities. Slide your hands down the fronts of the shins. Bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the heels in as far as you can. Let the knees release out on either side. Give yourself a little roll on the sit bones here. Big breath in, get nice and tall, and then exhale, hinge it forward. Find a little cobbler pose here. Ease in the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Softness in your cheeks and the space around the eyes. Relax your temples, relax your forehead. Give yourself permission to slow it down, to feel more deeply, to experience more deeply. And then begin to rise once more with your inhale. Bring the hands to the outer edges of thighs and knees. Walk your feet forward towards the front edge of your mat. Make sure you have a block handy down by your hips. Come up to tops of sit bones first. Maybe bring hands behind the thighs, soften through the shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, slowly lower, one vertebra at a time. Slide your heels up to meet your buttocks and keep the feet hip width apart. Reach for your block and just keep it on the lowest level here. Press into the feet, lift your hips towards the sky and slide the block underneath so that your sacral area, that flat space of your lower back, lands here. You feel well supported. Hands release down by either side of the hip. Let's take the palms skyward here. Soften the shoulders. Draw the shoulders gently away from the ears and feel that lovely little lift of the chest towards the sky. Spine and side body long. And again here, we're still knitting the belly button in towards the spine to bring that space, that length, that support to our lower backs. As you're ready, let's take the legs skyward. One at a time, releasing. Coming into legs up. As much bend in the knees as you wish here to support upper back body, hamstrings. Invitation to close the eyes, to take the gaze inward. If this feels like a lot of work for you, the block is likely not set in the same place. This should feel really accessible for you. So if you are struggling, take your block and find that flat space of your lower back and let it come to rest. And then let your legs come towards the sky. And maybe you want to give your ankles a little roll around here. Both directions. And then flexing your feet overhead, spreading the toes gently. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs. Just let the elbows rest on the mat. And with a breath in, just supporting the outer edges of thighs, let your feet release out towards either wall. Press actively out through the heels as if you're standing on the leg. Working in the adductors here, your inner thighs. Keep spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. Slow, steady, smooth breath. When you're ready to rise up and out, do so with an exhale. Use the hands for support on either side of the thighs as the legs draw back up to center. And let your hands release back down to the mat. Take a nice big breath in and a letting go side out. Let's bend through our knees here and allow the feet to release down to the mat one at a time. Take a moment. From here, take your arms overhead, shoulder width apart, palms skyward, as we did at the beginning of class. Just settle in here. Notice where the position of your chin is. If it's tucked into your chest, kindly draw it out so that you feel space between your neck and the earth beneath you. And we're going to come into a supported back bend here. So when you're ready, taking your right heel, extend it to the right corner of your mat. And then take your left heel and extend it to the left corner of your mat. Take a big breath in, and then with your exhale, let the breath go, let the body go. Allow gravity to do the work here for you. So any places you feel yourself, in essence, holding yourself up, can you give yourself permission here to let go, to trust? In order for us to move towards integration, towards wholeness, we must trust. Because in order to open ourselves up to possibility, to opportunity, to hope, we have to trust and believe that feeling better is possible, physically, mentally, emotionally, soulfully. We are open here, but we are supported. We are safe. When you are ready to move, take your time. Go slowly. Bend through the right knee. Let the right foot come to rest. Bend through the left knee. Bring the left foot to rest. Hip width apart. Let your arms slide along the floor and land just a few inches from either side of the hip. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Soften the shoulder blades. Draw them gently down the back. Spine and side body long. Tone of lowest belly. Breathe in. Press evenly into the feet, into the back body, to lift your hips skyward, spine and side body long, tone of the lowest belly. Reach beneath you, remove the block. Take another breath in, and with exhale, take your time to slowly release back body to the earth. Backs of the hips landing last. Heel toe your feet out to the widest edges of your yoga mat, feet parallel to the outer edges, outer walls. Release your arms to cactus arms, elbows perpendicular to the shoulder, palms skyward. Breathe in. Exhale, releasing sacral area. Draw the thighs and knees in towards one another actively. Spine, side body long, tone of lowest belly. Maybe outer edges of feet rise up off the mat. That's okay. Breathe into that space, that place of connection between sacral area and the earth beneath you. Invite that release. And again, just feel very grounded in this place, in that connection between earth and body. As you breathe in, invite the knees back out to the outer edges of your mat. Just take your arms, extend them just below shoulder height, palms down. Draw the feet up towards the shins. Take a breath in, exhale, windshield wipe knees left. Breathe in, knees rise up through center. Exhale, windshield wipe right, outer edge of right foot, inner edge of left. Just move here at your own pace, nice and easy. Keep spine and side body long, tone of lowest belly. Move through one more full round here. Nice little twist, nice little release. And then draw the knees back up towards center. Let the feet release down to the mat. Heel toe your feet back to hip width apart. On a breath in, draw the knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around the shins. As you hug the knees in towards chest and shoulders, lengthen spine and sacral area towards front edge of mat. Take a nice little gentle roll here. If you feel like you need a little more space, let it go. Let the knees fall out to the outer edges of the torso. And once more, take your femur bones, your thigh bones, for a little roll in your hip socket here, and my hope is you're finding a little more space here, a little more ease, freedom. And then bring it all back into center. Let your feet come down to meet the mat. Take a big breath in, fill the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. Exhale, let it go. From here, taking your time to move into your Shavasana, your final resting yogic pose. Meeting the mat fully with back body as you lay down fully reclined, or supporting yourself here with a bolster at the backs of your knees. Taking heels to the corners of your mat. Maybe taking a folded blanket, a secondary bolster, maybe both, maybe your blocks too, and placing them across the pelvis if you are in need of a little more grounding today. Moving into stillness, your whole being, breath, body, mind, emotion, energy, soul, settling into your space, a greater sense of ease, a greater sense of integration, of balance, of wholeness and connectedness. Let it all go. Time to really feel your breath, your whole breath, the full cycle, breathing in through the nose, belly rising, rib cage and chest expanding, the full exhalation, releasing every last bit of breath, big sigh out, as audible as you wish, letting it all go. Taking a moment to notice your whole body as it is in this moment. And then begin to move the parts of it slowly, kindly, compassionately, curling through the fingers and the toes. Roll through the ankles, the wrists, gentle roll of the head. Maybe the arms are sweeping along the floor, feeling that connection with the earth.
Extending arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips, lengthening through spine and side body, tone of the lowest belly, engagement of these parts of ourselves to support the whole. Extending out through the legs, maybe legs rising up on bolsters as you extend through the tips of your toes, breathing in. With exhalation, bending through the knees, bringing soles of the feet to rest on your bolster upon the earth. Next breath in, inviting knees in towards the chest, wrapping arms around the shins. Wrapping your arms, hugging it all in, lengthening spine and sacral area towards front edge of mat as you roll gently on the spine. Breathing in and allowing once more your whole body, your entire body to release towards right as you extend right arm, coming to rest softly upon the earth, arriving in fetal position, breathing in, breathing out, gathering in the gifts of your practice, embracing your wholeness, your integration. Extending top legs, top leg, eyes closed, gaze inward, using the hands for support. Slowly rise up. Take your time, notice, observe the entire way up, sensation. Landing in your sweet seat, your Sukhasana, easy cross-legged pose. Again, observing your whole being settling into this space. Allow your hands to rise to your heart in Anjali Mudra, thumbs meeting the heart, heart rising to meet the thumbs equally. Crown of the head extending. Little smile upon your lips. Deep gratitude and joy within your heart for taking this time to practice self-care, to move towards integration, to wholeness, to connectedness. That is the gift you give yourself in each breath taken, in each mindful movement made. And I thank you so much for the honor of guiding you, for sharing movement, for sharing breath and intention. It is such an honor to lead you in this practice. So thank you for that. Thank you for your inspiration. And may this practice support you and nourish you as you move out into your day today. Practice wholeness, practice being an integrated version of yourself, the very best version, optimal version of yourself in every moment possible. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, Sue. Have a great day.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And to you. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Much to be grateful for. Can't believe it's Thanksgiving already. Wow. Time flies.
I think because it's so early this year.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is a little earlier. Yeah. And it doesn't take, like, it could just be a few days earlier and it feels like a lot earlier, right? It doesn't need to be much to kind of throw it all off. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you.